Feeling peckish? How about a sausage or two?
You make your throat like a conveyor belt. You just move it over.
A juicy steak?
Ginormous, yet fantastic looking piece of meat.
Some salad?
It is going to hurt, there's no two ways about it.
Or perhaps a chicken dinner?
3, 2, 1, go!
It's beautiful. It's like watching physical poetry. It's like watching the dance.
Meet the world's weapons of mass digestion.
Your one focus is consumption and speed.
Yeah. It's over there. You ready, Jeff?
Take a seat at extraordinary eating competitions.
I'm a sucker for if someone says I can't do something.
They're getting bigger.
Are you ready, Brooklyn?
And bigger.
3, 2, 1.
Feeling full up yet?
Oh, there we go.
This is Whitstable on the Kent coast. Famed for its beaches, seafood and maritime tradition.
We ask your blessing on these oysters, so they may be fruitful in the provision for food and need.
And this is the Whitstable rock oyster, a delicacy to be savoured for its aphrodisiac qualities.
Get your oysters! Fresh oysters!
Or to be chucked down your throat as fast as possible. Because this is the annual oyster eating contest. Started in the 80s, it's one of Britain's oldest food competitions.
It's just a fun competition, light-hearted, which people will kill for.
The combination of beers, cider and oysters does tend to give you a slight dodgy guts the next day, but it's all right. It's all part of the fun of coming to Whitstable and joining the contest.
Whitstabublian Sue Sanders will be competing at her 7th contest.
Right, so what my technique then is that each of the shells gets picked up, making sure that all these oysters are detached from the shell.
In 2008, her best year, she came 2nd.
Here we go. OK.
When Sue's competing, I think, oh, goodness me, what's she going to do next? But then, because she doesn't really make a complete fool of herself, we're quite proud of Susan.
The rules are pretty simple. You just have to get 6 oysters down.
5, 6.
Followed by half a pint of beer before anyone else can.
Ah, that's it. It's finally my year, I'm sure. As long as I can get that beer down my throat nice and quickly, I don't see why I shouldn't win it.
Right, it's time for the annual oyster eating competition.
Sue's big moment is here, and Dad couldn't be more proud.
OK, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's close.
My T-shirt, everything.
Oh, no!
But Sue's been edged out in only the first heat.
I just make an apology to the women of Whitstable.
And it was the beer that proved her downfall.
I have to say that was the first and only time I've ever been knocked out in Heat 1. I tried, I failed, but I live to fight again.
Whitstable's hopes now rest on 2008 champ, Nev.
Yes!
In a return to form, he stormed the heats.
Really looking forward to the final. It should be a good contest. So come on, Whitstable, let's win it.
But it won't be that easy. Facing Nev in the final, an old rival, the current champion, New Zealander, Jay Skipworth.
Underneath the skin, I think it's very fierce. I think people do want to take that title off me. But I'm ready. I'm ready this year. I'm ready to go.
People from Whitstable very much want a Whitstable champion, and I've noticed that the further away you get from Whitstable, the less likely they are to support you. So Whitstable's OK, Herne Bay just up the road's fine. I think by the time you get to Dartford, it's out of Mongolia.
The final, a 12 oyster eat-off, followed by a pint chaser.
Good luck, Jay.
Yeah, good luck. You said no. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
For the winner, a meal in a local restaurant and the unending glory of victory.
It's just good fun, and if I got a bit wet, as long as I came first and everyone's happy with it, no one jeered me, I'm more than happy.
Level, you're back where you belong.
Until next year, then. Here in Britain, size matters. In the past 25 years, the average British man has put on a stone. We're demanding volume, and shops and restaurants are cashing in. This diner in High Wycombe is just one of a number of British restaurants offering supersize eating challenges. It's an idea from America that we're embracing with enthusiasm.
The idea originally came from Texas. The idea is to eat a 72-ounce steak, chips, coleslaw, bread roll and a salad within the hour. If you can finish the whole lot, it's completely free.
So, here it is in all its glory. Steak, sides and lightly buttered bread. It all stacks up to 6,000 calories. That's a 3-day meal. But if steak's not your thing, how about tackling a baby's weight in food, known as the kids' breakfast in Yarmouth? Or get stuck into this Lincolnshire pig trough. It's a meal for 10 or a challenge for 1. And 30 times the weight of a normal burger, try to slay the beast. Europe's biggest burger is lurking in Purley. But today in High Wycombe, it's the 72-ounce steak challenge. So far, 15 have tried, 15 have failed. But the next 3 contenders have just arrived.
There you go, you're safe. Thank you very much. It's huge. That's a ginormous yet fantastic looking piece of meat.
The appeal of doing food challenges is basically just really about being a man.
You know, you get a bunch of guys together, you know, oh, I can eat more than you, I can do this, I can do that. It is just the kind of the way it is.
Yes. Okay, so whenever you're ready, we'll start the wash.
Go for it.
I'm going to actually try and cut it into 2 pieces and put the second piece actually onto that plate so it doesn't actually intimidate me as I'm eating it.
Failure won't be cheap. For the defeated man, the meal will cost $49.99.
I think it's just a case of speed.
Up to about halfway through the steak, they'll plough through it and they'll be happy. Then they seem to hit a wall. Once they hit this wall, they seem to stop or slow down, and then the whole body seems to shut down and it's like sweating and all sorts of things happening.
With more than 9 times the recommended daily protein intake, side effects of this steak include constipation.
We choose to do these things.
Diarrhea.
Kind of like I'm playing Russian roulette with a bit of steak.
And kidney overload.
You've got 40 minutes left.
Plenty of time, but these grown men are dropping like flies.
I've hit the wall big time.
It's just kind of coming back up, really.
All that is apart from this man, Michael Banks.
Yeah, guys, very last bite. 72 ounces of steak. Completed.
Pleased with himself, but he shouldn't be. There's still the sides to go.
I got the healthy option. I might have myself a butty.
And the closest we've had, some guy, he had three mouthfuls of this much left, and he just couldn't eat a thing. He hit the wall, and he just stopped.
Ah, yes. The wall.
All right.
Dude, come on.
Oh.
Michael.
If I eat any more, I'm going to be sick.
Spoke too soon.
Steak challenge has beaten me, but I've still eaten 72 ounces of steak. I've eaten a decent amount of chips, a decent amount of coleslaw, and I've eaten more than everyone else here, so in some sort of sad, sadistic way, that makes me the best. Same time next week, eh?
When it comes to really tucking it away, you need a professional. Meet the grandfather of gluttony, Peter Dowdswell.
In 1974, they had a fun yard of ale competition in the village. I entered into it and I broke the world record on my first attempt, and it just snowballed from there. I'm going to actually give you a demonstration of how sausages should be ate, like in a proper way. Okay?
Peter's honed his swallowing technique over years, so don't try this at home.
When you're doing the eating, you make your throat like a conveyor belt. You just move it over. And then when you throw food down, it's just throw one down, and then the next one pushes it down. You just keep going at it. I've actually held 365 world records. One for every day of the year.
40 years of food fighting requires a strong stomach.
When I've done the world record for eating donuts, 117 donuts, I sat at the end of a machine. And as the machine was giving the donuts, I was just squashing them and throwing them down a hole. But when I woke up the next morning, I couldn't get out of bed. But when they x-rayed me, from my neck to my pelvis, all you could see was complete old donuts. I just give me some medication and I had to wait for them to pass away the normal way.
But a great eater picks himself up and swallows again. And today, 72-year-old Peter is eyeing up an old and very sticky adversary.
I'm actually going to set the world record for eating 10 hard-boiled eggs.
Can hardly wait. Coming up, chicken wings American style.
What the have I got myself in for?
And a hard act to swallow.
Is this going to be the time I'm going to choke?
We're starting in 30 seconds.
Chiddock, Dorset. Home to a very painful eating competition.
The rules are as follows. Eat as many nettles as you can and hold on to your stalks afterwards.
30 years since two farmers argued over the height of nettles in their fields, contestants gather to compete in the Great Dorset Stinging Nettle Eating Championship.
3, 2, 1, eat nettle!
It's 1 hour, all you can eat. The winner, the person who eats the most nettles, measured by the length of stripped stalks.
Today is all about a lot of crazy people doing something that's really stupid. We love that sort of thing in this country. It's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're 20 minutes in. A mere 40 minutes to go.
Apparently, they taste like spinach, but any way you eat them, you're gonna get stung.
Most of my friends think I'm a bit mad for doing it. The whole back of my mouth is dry and it's a struggle to eat anymore.
Well, no pain, no gain.
It is going to hurt, there's no two ways about it. So just eat as many as you can, just keep stuffing them in.
I think we've got a winner, Sam Cunningham, with 54 feet.
Sam wins again with, yes, you heard it right, 54 feet. The prize, a plastic trophy and a tube of Bonjela.
The following day, you spend an awful lot of time in the bathroom, and then you get the ulcers appear. The swelling does go down after the first 2 or 3 days, but you keep the ulcers there probably for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 days.
All worth it then. From a gentle country pursuit...
What's happening, mate? Can't get a large meat and chips, please.
...to a new generation of hardcore food warriors. This is meat-loving Lewis Richards. 6 foot 7 inches of empty belly.
My 5 a day probably consists of like chicken, beef, pork, turkey, maybe lamb. I'm probably not ticking all the right boxes for my 5 a day.
Big Lou, one of a new breed of British men taking on huge food challenges and gaining internet fame for demolishing mountains of meat.
I feel like a champion. I'm a sucker for if someone says I can't do something, then, you know, that's red rag to a bull for me.
Now he's aiming big. Really big.
America is serious, you know, that's a serious competitions out there and serious competitors. So I'm going to go to the World Wing Championship in America, I'm going to represent for the UK, and I'm going to put away as many wings as possible.
That's the spirit, Lou. This is Tampa, Florida. In just a few hours, America's top competitive eaters will battle it out to be World Wing Champion. It's one of more than 30 huge eating contests held across the states.
So we're at Hooters now. Not gonna lie, a little bit nervous now I've got here. Pretty big deal, bit more of a big deal than I thought it was to start with, and I can't help but feel that perhaps I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew.
The contest will be 10 minutes, all you can eat chicken wings. The prize, $7,000. The winner, whoever's gnawed the most. It's a marriage of entertainment and corporate sponsorship.
Sam, Lewis, how you doing, man? All right?
I'm very well. Thank you for making the trek to Clearwater, Florida.
It's a pleasure, it's a pleasure. A little bit nervous, not gonna lie.
You should be.
Really?
So, Lewis, the rules are very simple. You will not discard your uneaten chicken portions on the floor,
okay,
on the table, in another competitor's bowl. At the conclusion of the 10 minutes, okay, we will weigh what is left.
It's pretty basic then, it's quite straightforward. Just get involved, eat out the bowl, back in the bowl, done.
Out of the bowl, into the bowl. It's not rocket science, and I'm not going to pretend that it is.
What have I got myself in for?
Competitive eating in America took off big time 20 years ago. The organisers would love to bring it to Britain. Lewis is about to find out what extreme eating really means. He's about to join the Gurgitators.
Where did you come from?
I qualified in Oklahoma City, but I live in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
So I did 118. So if you can do anywhere...
In 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes, right. So if you can do anywhere close to that, you'll be doing a good job.
But the eater to beat is the current champion. No strapping gladiator, but this 7-stone stick of a woman, known and feared as the Black Widow.
Excuse me? Nice to meet you, all right?
Yes.
I'm competing today, so...
Ah, you competing, you're Richard.
That's Lewis.
Lewis?
Yeah, from England.
Yeah.
And so you got any pointers, any tips?
You know what is that? You know, I know you have to chewing and swallowing, right?
Yeah.
But don't wasting too much chewing.
Okay.
So that's why you have to talk to yourself and this much chewing and I'm gonna swallow.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta train your brain, you know that.
Both of these guys have been doing it a long time and they're serious about this. This isn't a joke. My light-hearted approach, I think I need to get a bit pumped up and get angry. What other ones can you do?
From a young gun about to step into the big time, to an old hand who's seen it all before.
To see Peter eating, you would believe he was a physical freak of nature. It's just truly unbelievable.
A Tuesday afternoon in Peter Dowdswell's local.
Oh, I do get a bit worried about Peter sometimes because sometimes he consumes large amounts of food.
Peter's about to do what he's always done best, hack away food to raise money for charity.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're actually going to do today is the world record for eating 10 hard-boiled eggs. The actual record stands at the moment is 10 hard-boiled eggs in 1 minute 39 seconds. I'm going to attempt to try and break this world record and see if I can knock it down to a minute or just over. Yes, I am nervous. Let me tell any man that says they're not nervous, it's wrong, because you've always got one thought in your head. Is this going to be the time I'm going to choke?
20.
When they're soft-boiled, they're just like jelly. But when they're hard-boiled, they cling to your throat and everything, and you just can't get rid of them.
Come on, Pete. Come on, Pete. Come
on. 40.
When I first started, my family was over the moon with it, like. But then when I got a bit older, they just called me a nutter.
50. 60.
The Guinness Book of Records no longer recognises what they describe as gluttony records. But Peter certainly still does.
1 minute, 3 seconds.
1 minute, 3 seconds was actually broke the world record and took 36 seconds off the world record. Please hold me tight. Okay. You ready, Jeff?
And what better thing for a 72-year-old to do after swallowing 10 eggs than drink a pint of milk upside down?
.84 seconds.
4.84 seconds, which I think has shattered the world record.
And there goes another one.
Thanks for your support.
Ladies and gentlemen, from London, England, let me hear it for Lewis Richard!
In Florida, it's the biggest meal of Big Lou's life.
10, 9, 8.
This is competitive eating, American style.
3, 2, 1, go!
10 minutes, $7,000 first prize. The race is on.
My advice for my competitors today is not to write me off because this is my first competition, you know. It could be a shock for them, for a newcomer come out of nowhere to come and swoop up the cash.
Lou's stripping 5 wings a minute. Up the table, the Black Widow is setting an astonishing pace.
Sonia Thomas now, hunched over her bowl like a jackal over her kill on the Serengeti.
But the Black Widow's greatest rival is this 16-stone man, Joey Jaws Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut now getting in the rhythm.
They're matching wing for wing.
Competitive eating talks about the triumph of the human spirit, and for me it's beautiful. It's like watching physical poetry. It's like watching the dance.
No dance I've ever been to.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now the wait for the wing count. Competitors must hold down all their chicken.
The last 30 seconds, I was just going...
And the results are in.
This was almost too close to call. This is an amazing upset. The winner of the Hooters World Chicken Wing Eating Championship with 144 chicken wings in 10 minutes, Joey Chestnut!
The Black Widow has been defeated. It's Joey Jaws who takes the belt and the $7,000 first prize. There's a nice surprise for Lewis, too.
Lewis Richards came all the way from England on a plane. He got 10th with 55 chicken wings on his rookie outing. Let's hear it for Lewis Richards.
10th Out of 12, that is.
Didn't come last, come 10th, which I'm pretty pleased about. The thought of even going near a Hooters, a hot wing, or any kind of food at the moment is quite possibly the most horrible thought imaginable. My stomach, I feel like I'm full up to my throat.
Yeah!
Well done.
Yeah, you did a good job.
I did all right.
Yeah, first competition. Yeah. You have a future.
You reckon?
Yeah, really. You did, yeah.
There you go, mate. I feel like a celebrity. There might even be a career in this for me. Who knows?
In America, if you have the stomach for gurgitation, there's the chance of a career in gurgitation.
My name is Laurel Marie, the real deal Melly, and I've always known I could eat a lot. You know, it's like every day could be a Thanksgiving feast to me because I don't reach that point of feeling like I can't have another bite.
Laurel is one of a new breed of female gurgitators. She's one of 6 women ranked in the top 50.
I'm pretty new to the competitive eating world. I've only been doing it professionally now for 2 years.
Increasingly, women are coming into the game where the prize money is just as big as the men's, much to the chagrin of some of the men.
Ahead of Laurel, the biggest event in the eating calendar. She'll be joining the Black Widow and Joey Jaws Chestnut at the 4th of July hot dog contest in New York.
Last year, I knew I wanted 5th place, and I was going to take 5th place. So that's my mindset now. It's like I want 5th no matter what it takes.
Like all gurgitators, she trains regularly. Today, she's attempting 12 hot dogs in 5 minutes.
When I watch Laurel compete, it's definitely interesting because it's like, this is not my wife up there. She's just scoffing down this food.
Hey, what I'm going to do is snap each hot dog in half. Snap that hot dog, shove it in.
Competitors may dunk the bread in liquid to make it easier to swallow.
Take the bun, let it, shove it in.
And it certainly isn't pretty.
I buy a lot of stock in toilet paper, you know, because during trainings we go through buffets and she goes through quite a lot of food and that has to be processed.
Both hot dogs and buns. That's true love right there. If he can kiss me after that, you know he loves me.
Coming up, fine dining with one of the world's greatest gurgitators.
You all right?
And taking on the culinary equivalent of pepper spray.
Keep it strong in the stomach and strong in the mouth. Never say die.
In Britain, some like it hot. We buy 45 million chilies a year and eat 18 tons of chicken masala every week. This is the annual festival of fiery foods in Brighton.
Tried the second hottest chili in the world and I would never do it again.
It's a chance to indulge in our love of spice.
Wow! Now people want things hotter and hotter. It's like they want the biggest car, they want the fastest car. Now they want the hottest chili.
This year marks the centenary of the Scoville scale that measures a chili's heat.
So, I'm just about to try the chili pepper peat naga. I'm shaking, look at that.
According to the Scoville scale, it's a scorching 1.2 million heat units.
I'm going to put this down now.
500 times hotter than a jalapeno.
It's hurting all at the back of the throat and on the back of my tongue. Oh, there we go. That's me. I have a reaction that a lot of British people do, which is hiccups, and I find it really difficult to talk in between it. That is so hot. Seriously. Oh.
Tell me why you do this to yourself.
Because I'm an idiot. Oh.
He isn't the only one. Because this is the festival's highlight, a chili eat-off. It's possibly the world's most extreme eating contest.
I think it's always a little bit frightening just because I see the photos of me last time and I can see how much pain I was in. And, you know, to know that you're going to go through that kind of pain again is always not really something to look forward to.
In the contest, chilies will be served up in increasing intensity. Competitors must chew all of each chili. They cannot drink, they must not vomit. It will be last man or woman standing.
Last year I came second. This year, this will be the winner.
I am confident. Hopefully I can go all the way, I can win. So, yeah.
Audience members, 3, 2, 1.
Of all species, humans are the only ones that seek out painful experiences. Psychologists call this benign masochism.
Big round of applause, please. You're right. Okay, big round of applause.
16 competitors started. By round 9, there's just 2 old rivals left.
Right, we have a former winner from last year. Last year, he came second. Grudge match! Now this is a delicate number. It's called brain strain. 1.5 million Scovilles.
What they are about to eat is the equivalent of pepper spray. If they accept this chili, they may experience gastric reflux, tunnel vision, panic, and numbness in their limbs. For Rubin, it's a sweet second victory.
Hang in there. You're an animal. You're an animal.
Just gotta hang in there. Keep it strong in the stomach, strong in the mouth. Never say die.
My body just shut down. Absolutely, just everything went numb. So, just a body reflex, just can't control it. God, that's warm.
When it comes to extreme eating, it really is no pain, no gain. And in Chicago, America, there's an eater whose quest for success pushes him beyond all normal human limits. World #2 gurgitator, deep dish, Bertoletti.
I would say I got my start in competitive eating as a child because every holiday, all I really cared about was stuffing my face to the point of discomfort. And I just loved to eat a lot, eat as much as I could all the time. And I'm like, this is what I want to do. In all of competitive eating, I hold the most world records with 37.
Well, that's good.
This is a record I set. I ate 29 waffles in 10 minutes. This is my jalapeno record. I ate 275 in 8 minutes. I ate 47 slices of pizza in 10 minutes. This was a restaurant challenge I did. I ate a 5-pound burger with a 2-pound nugget of deep-fried mac and cheese on top.
In just 2 days, Deep Dish, with all the other top gurgitators, will be heading to New York for the Hot Dog Showdown. It's a contest he's never won.
I think in each hot dog and bun there's 350 calories. I eat 56. I'm going to eat 56. I don't know how many that is. I just know that I shouldn't be eating that many, and I actually don't even really want to know.
Well, it's actually 20,000 calories. And Deep Dish is planning to eat them all in a final training session today.
Last year I got second. I did 53. I did pretty well. I had a breakthrough with my stomach capacity in personal training, so I figured this year would be the year for me to do it.
So, here's 15 pounds of bread and meat to be eaten under contest conditions in 10 minutes.
I like to weigh myself before and after because that way I can gauge how much weight I've gained and how good the practice went. 198.2.
One quick question before Deep Dish digs in. How can any human consume this amount of food? Gastroenterologists at Penn University had the same question and carried out tests comparing a normal eater with a speed eater.
So this is the stomach, it's enormous. The radiologist who worked with me on this was blown away because the stomach on our speed eater was so big that the X-ray plate wasn't large enough to capture the whole view. On the left-hand side is a normal individual with a full stomach with hot dogs, and on the right-hand side, the speed eater stomach.
It is 3 times larger than the normal stomach. It was the X-rays of the speed eater's empty stomach that provided the clue to his additional capacity.
The speed eater's stomach at rest has big, thick folds, big invaginations in the wall of the stomach that were going to get stretched out as the muscles relaxed and the accommodation occurred and more food went in him.
Back with Deep Dish's stretchable stomach, probably a product of what he was born with and extreme training. Those of a nervous disposition, look away now.
You want to get yourself into this zone where nothing matters, and all it is your one focus is consumption and speed.
By the way, that's Cherry Pop, Deep Dish's favorite drink.
I would consider my throat, my jaws, and my stomach a conveyor belt. You load up your mouth. In the front you chew, and in the back you relax your throat and you swallow at the same time. All right. I think I have, 8 left, so I think I did 48, which is my best practice so far. So I was 198, 212. I think I'm about 13.5 pounds heavier.
That's almost a stone.
And I think I'm ready for New York on Wednesday.
Coming up, the world's greatest eating event. Will Deep Dish triumph? And can newcomer Laurel cash in?
Look at this woman. She's gonna win, she says.
4th of July, New York. 40,000 Americans descend on Coney Island for the greatest display of gluttony on Earth.
It's going to be chaos. There's going to be hot dogs flying and water flying all over the place.
This is my first time here as a judge. We're probably going to get wet. We're going to get splashed on. We're probably going to get some condiments on us, things like that.
2 million Americans will be tuning in to the contest at home.
It is July 4 at high noon, and the eaters are consuming hot dogs, which is an American food. And essentially, they are striving to honor their nation on the most patriotic of days.
For only the 2nd year, there will be male and female finals, each with $20,000 in prize money. After 3 months of training, it's D-Day for world number 2, Deep Dish.
The #1 eater, Joey Chestnut, he's won 6 years in a row. This is the year I really need to challenge him and try to knock him off his perch.
Hopefully he gives me a challenge. I know I can beat him. I hope he pushes me and makes me work for a new record.
High noon. Deep Dish's moment has arrived.
3, 2, 1, begin!
12 hungry men, 10 minutes, all the hot dogs they can eat.
Come on, Patrick!
Deep Dish versus Joey Jaws.
Out front, Joey Chestnut.
Come on, Patrick!
Look at Joey's moving it. He's shaking it. Look at that. Destiny has arrived! Matt Bertoletti now slowing. The heat is getting to him. Will it be Joey? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put down your hot dog!
Finally, thank God, it's all over. More than 400 hot dogs have been devoured. The judges must check for excessive debris. The competitors can recover. And now the results are in.
He ate 68 Nathan's Famous hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Chestnut! Man, give it up for me!
For the 6th time, it's Joey Jaws' day. He's gained $10,000 and an extra stone and a half. But what of Deep Dish?
I think Patrick got third.
Patrick Bertoletti in third! In third place!
I think he'll be disappointed to have gotten third place.
Deep Dish tastes defeat yet again.
How many in 2013?
I don't want to think about hot dogs.
No hot dogs for a while. We'll talk about it in a couple months.
In Manhattan, female gurgitator Laurel Marie has the women's contest ahead of her. Her aim, to make money.
It's going to be that rivalry at the table to see who's going to get 4th, 5th, and who's going to be stuck with 6th and not get any money. And I'm not going to be that one that gets no money. So it's like I'm just going to have to take them down.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the ladies. Let's hear it for Laurel Marie Melee.
Now comes this small-town girl's big moment.
Is everyone ready? 10, 9.
12 women gurgitators take the table, all hungry for success.
Begin!
Laurel needs a top 5 placing to be in the money.
Look at this woman. It doesn't matter that she's 46, that she's a baby boomer. It doesn't matter. She's gonna win, she says.
She's going to need a personal best of 20 hot dogs to make 5th place.
He's doing good. Just keeping a good pace.
The future is the property of the iron-willed.
But there is one woman who may as well be dining alone. The phenomenal Black Widow.
Ladies and gentlemen, now take a look at Sonia Thomas.
Mentally, I'm very strong. I don't like to losing, and then I'm me in person when I'm competing.
Sonia Thomas has already broken her world record!
3/4 of the way through, this is where Laurel could falter.
She's definitely hit her wall, and she's pushing through her wall right now.
The final seconds, a last chance to cram.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put down your hot dog.
First place is no surprise.
Sonia the Black Widow Thomas, 8:45. 45 hot dogs and buns. 45.
Yes, we heard you. But did Laurel make the top 5 and get into the money?
So she did it. She came in 5th place. She's in the money, so like I said, it'll be a great after party.
Woo! We did
Awesome.
21 1/4. Yeah! Yeah, I met my goal. I beat my goal. Record for me, 21 1/4. I went in wanting 5th place. I got 5th place. That's exactly what I came out doing. Woo! In the money!
It's all over, including the shouting. Gurgitators can now give their jaws a break, for the next few days at least. Competitive eating is undoubtedly strange. One part sport to several parts masochism. In Britain, our desire to push ourselves to the limit grows year on year. America's present could soon be heading our way.
Competitive eating is coming. We're going to spread worldwide, and we're going to own the world of athletics. It is only a matter of time.
You have been warned.
Look at the curious deaths of 2 people be related to chess moves. DCI Barnaby thinks he's worked out the connection in a new episode of Midsummer Murders, tomorrow at 8. After the news tonight, though, Hugh Grant is married into mobster royalty. Just hope he doesn't break his daughter's heart, or there'll be trouble in Mickey Blue Eyes.
Clean off your plate, so eat it.